In question 4, we have to find the multiplicative inverse of the following, of each of these 6 rational numbers that we see. What is the multiplicative inverse of a number? Well, the multiplicative inverse of any number is another number such that the product of the two numbers is equal to 1. For example, if you take the number 2 by 3, the rational number 2 by 3, what number can you multiply 2 by 3 with so that you get 1? Well, you can multiply this with 3 by 2 and that will give you 1. So 3 by 2 is the multiplicative inverse, also called the reciprocal of 2 by 3. So essentially what we have to do in this question is find the reciprocal of each of the given rational numbers. So in the first part we have minus 13 and the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of this number will be 1 by minus 13, which I can also write as minus 1 by 13. And we can verify that this will work. If I take minus 13 and if I multiply it by negative 1 by 13, we can see that this will give us 1. So the answer to the first part is the multiplicative inverse is negative 1 by 13. In part 2, the number is minus 13 by 19 and the reciprocal of this or the multiplicative inverse will be 19 by minus 13. And since there is a single negative sign, I can take it in the numerator and I can write this as negative 19 by 13. So the multiplicative inverse in second part is negative 19 by 13. Once again, we can verify that this works. If we take minus 13 by 19 and multiply it by minus 19 by 13, we will get minus 13 by 13 as minus 1 and minus 19 by 19 also is minus 1. And the product of minus 1 and minus 1 will give us 1. So the answer, the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse in part 2 is negative 19 by 13. Now in part 3, the number is 1 by 5. So the reciprocal of this, the multiplicative inverse will simply be equal to 5 because 1 by 5 into 5 will be equal to 1. In part 4, the rational number is expressed as a product. So we have minus 5 by 8 into minus 3 by 7. So we can first calculate this product. So minus 5 into minus 3 will be equal to 15 and 8 by 7 will be equal to 56. So we have 15 by 56 as our original number. The multiplicative inverse of this number will be 56 by 15. You just invert the numerator and the denominator and you can verify that this works. 15 by 56 into what we have found, 56 by 15, this is equal to 1. So the answer in part 4, the multiplicative inverse of part 4 is 56 by 15. Of part 3 was 5. Now let's go to part 5. In part 5, the number we are given is again a product, minus 1 into minus 2 by 5. So first we can calculate this product. Minus 1 into minus 2 is 2. So this is equal to 2 by 5. Now the multiplicative inverse of 2 by 5 or the reciprocal will be 5 by 2 because 2 by 5 into 5 by 2, this is equal to 1. So the multiplicative inverse in part 5 is 5 by 2. And finally, let's come to part 6. In part 6, the number is simply minus 1 and the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal will be 1 by minus 1. So I've just taken this term into the denominator. So 1 by minus 1, but I can also write 1 by minus 1 as simply equal to minus 1, right? And we can check that if I take minus 1 and multiply it by minus 1, I get 1. So the multiplicative inverse of minus 1 is also equal to minus 1, and that's the answer for part 6. So with this, we have completed all the 6 parts of question number 4.
To learn more about how QMath can help you crack school and board exams, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.